Hi everyone, and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast. This is the World Cup edition.
Woo!
Are we not excited?
Home.
Not coming home.
Not
Not coming
for
home.
them, lot. Not for them,
Not
lot.
coming
It's
to
not.
that
for
lot
you.
either.
Yeah. Anyway,
No.
I'm Dazza,
Sorry.
Glenn, Julian. What's your name? USA.
Presidente.
Steve. El Nobed. Anyways, the World Cup is upon us, or it's about to be upon someone. But we're gonna probably chat shit. Go over most of the groups and see who's gonna make it out the groups. Who's gonna win the frigging World Cup this winter? It sounds so weird. Who's gonna win the Winter World Cup?
It's complete shenanigans, this World Cup, isn't it? I'm excited that's going to happen.
Shenanigans.
It's pure
weird.
shenanigans.
Oh, man, shenanigans.
But I'm getting excited for
Yeah,
it.
me too.
And I believe everyone is ready and they want us to. Essentially, I want my players for Liverpool to come home and be fit with no injuries. But I'm looking forward to a really good World Cup. I think it's fairly open. I think there's not one team to me that dominates this. Like it's been in maybe previous World Cups, it's been an obvious favourite. So yeah, excited to see what happens, to see what Scalacci's and Roger Miller's we get. These players that you don't really know about, and then who is this person? So that's what I always like about the World Cup. Yes, looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be interesting the fact that it's so hot. So like it's going to be so hot and humid and stuff, and just wonder how the European teams will do with that. It's sort of favouring the possession-based teams to do well. But we'll go through the groups. We'll sort of go through the groups and sort of see what we think, who we think will go through. Darren doesn't have a clue who's in any group, so I'm going to help him out.
He's the group master.
I'm the group master. So the first group, we've got the massive game, which is going to be kicking off. First game, which is Ecuador against Qatar. And I'm not going to prediction on that. But you've got.
That is a
Are
big game.
we all pretty much sure that the Netherlands and Senegal are going to advance from that group? Are we all
100%.
okay? Anything on the mighty Ecuador, Steve?
Next.
No, because
Next.
usually the host country gets out of the group stage, right? But I'm just saying,
No,
statistically
no.
speaking, they usually get out of the
Did
group
USA
stage.
get out of the group stage in '94? Was it '94 World Cup? Remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, remember? Okay. They probably did.
I know what you're saying. I mean,
But
if you're the whole
if you're
nation,
looking, they usually get out of the group stage, right? But I can't see them get out of the group in this group.
it's difficult though. Like the thing is for Senegal, they've just lost Mane. Haven't they? Mane's not going to play for the first maybe 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
So it's like, how does it go? So I mean, I know what you mean. When you've got that backing of the, I don't know what the Qatari crowd is, but when you've got that backing of being the home team and the home nation, like, I don't think it'll be as plain sailing as you going 100% they're going to go through, but I do think they'll be.
100%.
Yeah, but
It's not.
but-
You're right.
yeah.
You are right. It is the host nation, and it does make a difference. And the crowd will be up for it. For them.
So did
it's
Qatar
not clear.
bring in, other people to come in and support them?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably so.
All right, come on, Qatar, come on.
But you're going back to their, obviously Senegal, African Cup of Nations champion, right? It would be very embarrassing for them not to advance out of the group, and Ecuador, the 6th place team out of South America, advancing in front of them.
I think
It'd be very embarrassing.
The correct answer is likely to be Holland and Senegal. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a shock in that group, but yeah, I mean those two are favourites.
Yeah.
They really are.
All right, moving on then to the massive group, which is Group B, which we've got obviously Wales, England, Iran, and
Who's the other team?
is it England?
Is it?
Oh, have I said them twice? Yeah,
No,
USA.
yeah, you missed.
So no, I mean, let's be honest about it. It's gonna be massive. Isn't it? Like it's genuinely like there's this weird thing like you get sometimes of England, but you get all the time of England that you should just go and just smash everyone. This group is genuinely quite difficult.
Well, Glenn, according to if you look at all the FIFA rankings, this group is the closest
Is it?
group out of yes from top to bottom of the FIFA rankings. So when you talk about other groups of death, this is the one that has the rankings that are the closest.
I just can't see how that's even.
But
Because-
it is.
If I'm from an England point of view, would I prefer to play?
I don't care what you think.
What it is.
You believe
That's
that's
fine.
what it is.
But he's
Not saying it's right, but that's just
Yeah,
what it is.
because if I'm England, would I prefer to play Senegal or the United States? Would I prefer to play Croatia or Belgium?
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
top to bottom in the group, they're more compressed than all the other groups.
Yeah,
I love that song I ran.
But it should be that group. I mean,
you know.
you look at that group.
Good one.
Yes, you have the
Yeah.
rankings, etc. But it feels to me England will likely win that group. Wales has done very well. Wales have got a very good side, so I think Wales probably a favourite to come second, and then USA and Iran. But Iran are a very good side, and if you look at their results over the past year, they're not to be underestimated. But I would still think England, Wales, USA, Iran would be the way I would think. Although USA could finish bottom.
They could.
He's just
They
on the
really-
but they
wild
won't.
rugby,
So
right?
could England. They could.
No, I think I totally agree about Iran. I was saying to Darren today, and by the way, I have like most things on this podcast. Most of it is shite. So I was saying a lot of the European teams. Well, we speak a lot of shite. Okay, from me. All right.
That's the point of a podcast,
Exactly.
right? People
Right.
listen to a podcast
Sure,
for like
let me
really
make a
good,
point.
extreme,
What?
exceptional knowledge. Do
Like, well, what I'm saying is
Not for men, no.
just a minute. So if you think about like the European teams, they've literally just finished the season and then bang.
Yeah.
I reckon Iran, all the Iranian boys, I don't know, could be making this up. They could all be knocking about for a while in the Iranian league. But I bet you they've had about 2, 3, 4 weeks break where they're like proper drills. Can you imagine? Like Iran, they're going, what 2 teams do 8? England and America. Alright, sounds right. Let's cancel the Iranian league. And let's just train for 3 months. Now seriously what are we gonna say then? England to go through.
England top.
You gotta say haven't you? And then who's gonna come second?
I think Wales will come second.
You say America?
I'm going with the U.S. to come second. I think Wales is a good team. I think actually Wales will take points from England when they play because they're usually a tight affair.
They might. England will still top the group, but they might. That will hurt United States.
So we're all saying England are gonna top the group. Who's gonna come second?
I'm going for the United States. He's going for
Wales.
I'm going back to my favourite song I ran. No, I'm not. No. Flock of Seagulls.
Delta.
Yeah, it is.
I-
I'm a
I-
Scouse.
Go on then, who do you
Wales.
Wales.
Go on then, I'll go with you, Wilson. You know, for all my
Shut your mouth.
All right,
I want,
next
no,
group.
I reckon the
Who we
USA
got
might
next?
do it. And I
It'll
hope
be
they
tight.
do.
Might
I
even be
hope-
on
I hope
goal
we do.
difference
Could be.
I hope we do.
That
For
group
England.
will be tight.
For England.
I mean, being honest, I want Wales and Iran to go through. But anyway, next on, moving on to Argentina, the mighty Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. So should we just say Argentina are going through?
Yes.
So who's getting
Yes.
second out of them?
I have Poland
Well,
going second out of that.
Who plays first?
Listen, Darren, you're not the time.
Oh, sorry. You're just groups. Your groups. You have
Yeah.
he has no
That's all
idea
he
about
has.
fixtures.
Yeah, you don't
You've
know.
just
I've gone
groups.
through every
I
single
know
group
who's in
yet.
the group. I don't know who the fuck is playing.
Argentina and Poland would be my.
Yes, Argentina.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Mexico and Poland play first.
Oof.
Argentina against
See?
Saudi Arabia.
Whoever wins that.
All right, Argentina, Poland. You.
I already said Argentina, Poland.
Go. You.
I'm going with my Mexican brothers.
I'm going with Mexico as
Viva la
well.
Mexico!
Yeah.
I'm going Mexico, yeah. All right.
Okay.
I don't actually think Mexico probably will go for it, to be fair, but I know this is a Mexican-American audience, so I'm trying to,
You know what we're.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I-
Yeah.
I do want to
And
add
what,
that
'cause
you know when
I genuinely don't know.
these big tournaments like in the last Euros, it didn't go chalk. There was a lot of teams that didn't advance that we thought
Hold
would
on.
advance
They didn't go what?
chalk, which means that the favorites always win.
Sure.
Yeah, it's an American
Sure.
thing. Sure.
Right. Yeah, so the
So
favourites
that's
always win.
the
How do
favorites
you
always
spell
win.
that?
So what you saying is you saying that the
CHAOK.
Saudis would go through?
No, what I'm saying is that in this tournament, just like in the Euros,
something
not
new every day.
like
that
France
you
got
just
knocked
don't
out
give a shit
early
about.
the last time. Italy got knocked out early.
Sure.
So what
No, I
I'm
know what
saying
you
is
mean.
there's always somebody that you think are going to advance and they don't. So
I agree. And there's always that one team that might just go through that's
All right,
not very
next
good.
group.
okay.
All right. France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
Ooh.
That's an easy one for me. France and Denmark.
Yeah, quite easy. That, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
France,
think
Denmark
so.
for me. Yeah.
I'd be interested to know though. But I'd be interested to see how France against Denmark goes. 'Cause Denmark are actually like in the Euros,
When's that?
really good side. You know, I don't know every single game.
France,
Yeah.
Denmark.
It's next
I mean,
week.
it's hard to
Yeah.
go against that, really. Isn't it?
I mean, Tunisia got there on a playoff. They barely got there.
Yeah.
So I don't see them doing anything.
Next group.
I was going to say, how much do you know about Tunisia? Just going,
Newcastle.
Tunisia
Well,
barely
yeah.
just
Hey,
got
I'm
there.
going to tell you why I know about Tunisia. I
Oh,
went on a
Christ.
cruise last year between Christmas and New Year's,
Yeah.
and one of the cruise directors was from Tunisia, and and I got to know him, and we became mates. And we actually during the World Cup qualifying, we were messaging each other. And I actually knew more about Tunisia than him, and then he started watching it. So
He
that's why I
didn't throw
know.
you overboard.
Brilliant, that. No, that is
Brilliant, Dad. I'll take the brilliant, Dad.
That's brilliant. That's good, all right, so moving on. Probably the best group, I think. Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan.
Ooh.
Well,
That's the thing, isn't it? Though with especially with Spain, they've been up and down these last couple of years, but
So I've got a big thing about Spain, mate. I really do. I think Spain are going to do really well, just because of they can keep it and they can keep it and they can keep it in the best possession.
there's no
team natural.
Thiago. There's no
Doesn't matter.
Thiago.
Doesn't matter exactly. So you've got all those little lads, young lads from Barcelona. You know, I think Spain will be fine. I think it will be Spain against Germany, and Germany. But
Who wins the group? Who do you think out of those two?
Germany, I think. I do.
I'll go with Germany.
They're a machine.
I think Germany are a lot stronger than Spain.
Yeah, I do too. They got more experience.
Spain are not the team they were.
I would Germany,
They don't have the
both
squad. I
teams.
think Spain will go through. I think it'll be Germany and Spain. But I don't think Spain are
But
as
do you know what
good.
though? I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if you were talking about before about one of the big nations maybe. Wouldn't be. It might not be this one. Do you know what I mean? This could be the one where maybe one of these don't start well and Japan might say, well, mate, come on.
I would lean that towards Spain not doing well this time.
Saki.
I think so.
Rather than Germany. I think Spain are in a strange space at the moment. The team, as I said, is not what it was. They lack a top quality striker.
You
Spain
do,
as
yeah.
well.
You do.
Spain could miss out. You could be right. Japan.
It's funny actually
That's a
because
very good side.
I don't want to get too far into it.
Who's
but
the fourth team in that group? Sorry, it's Costa Rica. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. They are, but
They are.
I still
They're not a
think
good
they'll
team.
be
But
polite,
if, see, with someone like Costa Rica, if that was Iran, for example, that would cause probably Germany
It would.
more problems. Do you know what I mean? Costa Rica will play a little bit.
that could be the group where we get the surprise of Spain.
Yeah,
lost.
I think
that
so.
could be the one. But
All right, moving on to Belgium.
moving right along.
Moving on, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
That's a good group. That is a very good group.
Morocco are always pretty decent. Like, you know what I mean? They're always quite solid. They always do really well in the African Cup of Nations.
Canada have got a very good side.
I know.
as well.
I've been watching. Canada's sort of
Really, yeah.
my team. I've been watching a documentary on Canada. Been
Oh,
on
really?
the Geordie manager,
Yeah.
Alfonso Davies,
Yep.
and
They've got a decent side.
what's the fella who's played for Blackburn as well? I can't think of his name now. But
They have a young
Because the
team.
lads
They're
from
very
Rangers as
dynamic.
well.
They're very direct. They run up and down the pitch, so they could cause problems in that group.
Shockingly, if we can pick, Canada are going to be my surprise team of the tournament. I think they're going to be a surprise. Surprise!
But you
So
know,
we'll see.
well,
Canada,
it
I
really,
think, will go through.
well, Canada really depends on Alfonso Davies. He's coming off an injury. We'll see how well he comes back off his injury because he's been hurt.
who? Sorry,
Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
So because he is their
He's the main
team,
man,
right?
yeah.
He's their main man.
Yeah.
So So the other teams in that group would be who you got there? There's
Belgium,
Belgium,
Croatia,
Croatia.
Morocco.
Those are my two that would advance.
I think so.
That's a much harder group,
It is.
really. I would expect Belgium to win that group. But Croatia, again, a hit and miss. I mean, Canada could be.
Croatia is very old.
They are an old
aging
team.
squad.
You're right.
I know,
I'm going to say Belgium and Canada. for this
the
one.
thing is, like with Croatia, is they just got like
They lost.
like
They,
that.
Croatia. They lost in the final of the last World Cup.
Exactly.
Right. So
they got lost in the final in the last World Cup, but they got to the final of the World Cup. So we still got Modric knocking about with 36, and he's still winning Champions League. I don't know. It's a hard one, innit? But yeah, I probably would. If I was going to say, I'd probably go Croatia, Belgium.
okay.
Who would top it? You'll say Belgium.
Belgium.
I think Belgium. I'd be surprised.
And
Alright.
I actually hope Hazard has a good World Cup, because nothing has done really good for him.
I don't wish him any goodwill, to be honest with you.
What?
So,
I don't
I
really
love
wish
him as
him
a
anything.
footballer.
Yeah,
I
but,
do.
yeah. I mean, I want Belgium to get the final. So
I don't love him as a footballer any more than I love anybody else.
Kevin De Bruyne can get to the final, that'd be great, and get really burnt out. Well, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? Anyway, we'll get to that another day. Right, Group G, Brazil are going to win
City
it.
have 16 players in the World Cup, by the way.
Group G, Brazil are going to win it. Next up is, this is actually really good for second, Serbia, Switzerland and Cameroon.
Switzerland.
Yeah, I had Switzerland.
Shaq.
Shaq attack.
Cameroon are a pretty good side. That's more difficult, I think.
And
Switzerland,
Serbia.
Serbia. That could be.
Now, I don't know.
Cameroon will do. I think it'll be Cameroon. I think Brazil.
I know Darren wants me to know every single fixture and everything and every time and all that, but
Well, dude,
what might actually be interesting is if Brazil win the first two games, who they play in the third game. Because in that third game, they might just
Yeah,
be
like,
like, do you know what I mean? They might just knock your ass. So, if I would say, I'd
Yeah,
probably
but
say.
they're so deep, it doesn't matter either.
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter if
I mean
they.
the squad.
The squad is so
Brazil's
deep,
squad.
Brazil. I mean,
Yeah,
their
but-
third team is going to beat everybody else in that
Maybe.
group.
But if you're playing against a team that's desperate to win, and then you've got, I don't know, it's a tough one. It's really tough. I'll go Switzerland too. I think.
I'll go
But
Brazil, Cameroon.
if any of them, even if like Serbia could finish second,
You said Switzerland.
I mean,
Okay.
all right, one through these pretty fast to be fair.
thank God.
We've got Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. That's a group. That is a group.
That is a group of red cards. That is.
Yeah.
That is a group.
That is a fantastic.
By the way,
group.
Darwin Nunes 66
That's
to 1.
at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
Us being
yeah.
in Austin, getting up at 4 a.m. for some of the games. That's one I would.
That
go.
is genuinely a brilliant group.
It
I've
is.
not like looked at it like that, but
Portugal, Uruguay.
you're looking at big names in
Yeah,
Ghana.
I actually have
Well, like-
Uruguay topping that group, and then Portugal coming in
South
second.
Korea
South Korea
is
is
pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, if Son is on song, Son is on song. That's not right. Son is on song. He could carry that team. He can carry it.
They're good to be fair, South Korea. And then
Nah, some can't carry that team.
but South Korea have always been quite good. You've got to be about it. But,
I'm going to go. I think Uruguay will start really well. I think they might struggle later on as the tournament progresses. But I'm going to go Uruguay, Portugal, 1 and 2.
Yep, that's what I said.
all right,
So no one's picking Portugal to win that group?
I'm not
No.
Just because
No.
we all hate
surprising
Ronaldo?
because Portugal is an
No,
extremely good
it's got
side.
nothing to do
No,
with
do you know what?
Ronaldo.
I will say Portugal.
Well,
I think Portugal are just
yeah,
Portugal are class players.
I think Uruguay.
They do have it.
They've got so many class players.
They
Is
do.
it-
I think
They're very
Uruguay,
deep. Yeah.
Portugal will start.
You
Again,
know what?
Again, I wish we had the fixtures.
I think
But,
that's part of the issue.
Portugal will start strong.
Why
Uruguay
I
will
think
take a while.
why I think Portugal will find their way into the tournament is because they have so many players in the attacking areas. And from what I understand, the manager hasn't still been able to figure out who fits where. Right? And that's my thing with Portugal. They have so much ability. The manager is extremely defensive, so I think Portugal, to me, will start slowly but will get better as the tournament progresses.
And as Bernardo Silva said yesterday or today, let's win it for Ronaldo.
No,
Which is last one, isn't it? To be fair.
It is.
Silva's last one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go for Portugal a little bit more if Jota was still there, but if he's not playing, fuck them.
So many players they've got.
Yeah,
It's got
Jota's.
so many players.
Jota-
Jota wouldn't even start for them.
Yeah, Jota
I don't
helps the
think-
team.
He should start over Ronaldo.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Jota?
Start over Ronaldo for Portugal.
He wouldn't.
Come on.
He
Come
should.
on.
He won't.
should.
No, that's why you wear that shirt.
Hold on. So if Jota was fit,
Liverpool.
you think he's going to start over Ronaldo?
No, he's not. I said he should.
Why? Why should he?
He's a better player. Ronaldo's not even played this whole season, hardly. If Jota was healthy, he's
No, mate. No.
It's a new point anyway because they would
yeah.
both
It's
be
difficult
in
to
start
say.
line. But Ronaldo would start every time.
Ronaldo is the captain
Every time.
of Portugal. He's world class on a world class stage like the World Cup.
okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, we
Ronaldo.
will see because John's benched anyway. John's
Will
injured
shine.
anyway, so Ronaldo will probably start. Right, okay, so we've done the groups. We'll probably
I
do
hate
another
him
one.
anyway. So.
We'll probably do another one, won't we?
When we know the fixtures.
Probably like one after the group stages, and then we'll sort of see what we think for the rest of it. But if we move on and say, just from now, who do you think, Wilson? Who do you think will actually win it in this point?
Have we gone through all the groups?
Yeah,
We've done the
Okay,
groups.
so
Now we're
I-
just going to guess who's going to
Well, I want to just because you keep saying, "Hey, wish we knew the fixtures." The reason why that's important, the first game, if you win the first game, you're about 65% advancing to the next one, right? So it is important to win that first game.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, the first games are always.
But that's why I'm saying
Oh,
he's
shit.
joking about it. We should know the fixtures. We don't know, but it does matter who you play that first game.
Yeah,
It really does.
The first games are always dead boring.
Yeah.
Because everyone's
They may be dead boring,
petrified.
but they're very important.
No, they are. But everyone's
Of
petrified
course,
to lose.
every game in the World Cup is important in the
But
group
the
stage.
first one
Yeah,
is
the first
one's
one.
most important.
Obviously. But
You get lots of
That's it.
0-0s.
Who's
and-
going to win
who've
it?
you got
Yeah, anyway,
winning
who you winning
the
it?
No,
World
I
Cup?
have Argentina to win.
You've seen Argentina as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Argentina.
I said Germany.
It's mad because I've got this weird thing, and you're going to be like, what? I've got a weird thing about
You want
Spain.
USA, don't you?
It's Qatar.
No, I've got a weird thing about Spain.
Qatar.
Spain. I don't
You
know
think
why.
Spain?
I don't know why. Like, they probably won't win it. They probably won't. If not Spain, I think Brazil might win it. But the only thing where like, if I was gonna have a punt on a team, it would probably be Spain. Like yours, but your point before about them actually having someone like a number 9 who could score goals. But then on the other side of it is Spain will play with like 5 midfielders and they'll all just
Well,
float around.
they did that a few years ago, didn't they? They Fabregas up front for a period. They won the. I think it was the Euros
Yeah.
that they won without
But-
recognised strikers.
But like
so-
my mate was saying, as
I
well,
don't think they have
always
the-
had strikers though. They've always had David Villa or Torres. They've always had someone that could maybe come in. You know what I mean? And like they think they've got like Morata, who's, do you know what I mean, who's their forward. But I don't know why I'm thinking it, and they could get knocked out. But they are my little
So
surprise.
Argentina, Germany, Spain.
So that's Brazil.
Okay, top goal scorer.
I have Messi as my top goal scorer. I would have Nunez if I thought Uruguay would go past like the semis, but because I really think Nunez is going to be a breakout of this World Cup.
I have
But Messi is my.
I have Benzema. I think France will go far. He's been fantastic the past couple of years. So Benzema, for me.
Messi.
I will go. Hold this one. I really thought about it. But I will go with. I'll go Harry Kane.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll go Harry Kane. Just because, and don't get me wrong, that group he's got, the group that England have got, that could become really easy. But you could really see England beating. You could see a situation where England beat Wales 4-0
Yeah.
and Harry Kane scores a hat trick.
And USA, we could beat them 6-0.
No, I won't go. I know you're trying to, but you could see him. You could see him getting to a point where he's scored 5 goals. and that.
Yeah, the group stages could be.
I'll say
huge
Harry
for that.
Kane, and that's literally because you've just asked me the question. So, yeah, I'll go Harry
No,
Kane.
that's fair. I mean, okay.
So,
Surprise. No, touched upon this a little bit earlier. Surprise team of the tournament, and they've always won.
Well, I mean, I already mentioned it. I think Uruguay will surprise some people in this tournament.
I'm going to say Canada.
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah.
How can you pick Holland? Where are they going to go? They're going to get to the final.
I didn't say they'd fucking win it, did I? You just said Canada.
Yeah, exactly. That's a surprise team.
proper
because
surprise.
If Holland got to the semi-finals, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, Holland are in the semi-finals.
Why wouldn't you? They're not fucking favourites.
That's not favourites, but they're still like probably, what, 7th, 8th?
7th or 8th.
No, but I'm saying what I'm
that's
saying
not a
is,
fucking
it's
surprise.
Is it not? Like, what do you mean surprise? Like, where would they get to?
If they get to
He
the
looked at me.
semi-final.
He looked at me and was like, "Is it
Yeah.
the same
No,
thing?"
No.
They
Holland, I wouldn't
they
be
could get to
surprised
the
if they did well.
Semi-finals.
Is that a big surprise though?
I think so for Holland.
All right, Glenn, what do you think?
Because on the big stage, over these last 10 years, they've done nothing. So maybe this is their time to shine, where it all comes together.
Well, they didn't even qualify for the last one. So.
Exactly. So thanks very much. Yeah. Fucking
France.
hell, Canada over here.
Canada. I'm going to stick
No,
to it. I think Canada are a very good
I
side.
said France.
Anyway,
I said France.
yeah, right. Yeah, I'll say Brazil.
No, I'll go.
Surprise me.
I will go. Probably because I just really want them to do well. I'll go Senegal.
There you go.
The African team to maybe
Yeah.
love them to get really far, but I don't know.
Okay.
I know it could not even get through the groups.
I think that's what's great about this World Cup. There is no clear favourite, right?
I mean, you have the favorites like
a clean-
Argentina, Brazil, Netherlands. I mean, those.
No, they can't have a clean sheet of like.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
I think you have.
This is in the middle
Yeah.
of most leagues
Yeah.
where we've already started. You know, we go back to Liverpool where half the players are fucking knackered already. You know, so this is a weird World Cup.
Yeah.
So
It is
there
weird.
is going to be some dark horses
so many
that
reasons.
come out of like nowhere. And you're just like fucking hell.
I think
Where
it's-
did you come from?
I think the general consensus is that if you were to go around and pick who the favourites are, then it's going to be one of France, Argentina, Brazil,
Germany.
Germany,
Canada.
Canada, the outskirts. But I would be surprised if it wasn't one of those sides. I do think England have a genuinely good chance. I know their performance has not been great since the Euros, but Southgate in major tournaments has proven himself to be a very good manager.
Yeah.
He knows his setup. The players that are in the squad have been with him for a long time, since the under-21s. They have experience now. It's pretty guaranteed. I mean, the biggest problem with England, the biggest weakness is not going forward, it's the centre-backs. Right? The centre-backs is its biggest issue.
Yeah.
So I think having Rice in there, who's guaranteed to start,
That's
probably
right.
Jude Bellingham is key. But I would not be surprised if England get to the final whatsoever, based on what Southgate has done in major tournaments.
I think the only thing about England is, go back to like the climate and stuff before, is it's so hot over there. So
That's
you
the thing,
can't,
isn't
you
it?
just,
Yeah.
and England, a lot of England's game is, and England have done it amazingly in the last 2 tournaments, is being sitting in and sort of counter-attacking
Yep.
and getting that first goal, being great at set pieces and stuff like that. And set pieces will be massive in this World Cup, but if you don't have the ball and you can't keep it, knock it about when you're playing in 25, 28 degrees, which is nearly 90 degrees for our American audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can't keep the ball, then you're going to really, really struggle. And that is the only reason why I'm saying Spain, which one could be nonsense, but England don't really have those type of players in midfielders.
I think this is the thing as well, because you look at like Sterling and Mount. They've not been playing very well.
They've got
They
loads
haven't,
more.
but international changes players.
Of course,
It does.
I'm
And Sterling
saying
has been brilliant the last
going
couple of
going
tournaments.
into it though, when England are like full of confidence.
No, not at all.
When they haven't fucking won for
Not at all.
Yeah,
but
quite a few games.
International, when it comes to international tournaments, Germany notoriously used
Yeah.
to do crap in friendlies before World Cups and tournaments, and then Germans would just they'd show up. So I feel like England have a bit of that mentality too. Apart from the past, apart from the Germany game, I think it was Hungary where we conceded, but that was more because Southgate was trying different formations. England don't concede many goals. They haven't really from the Euros and then through the first few Nation League friendlies, whatever after that.
One thing
Because he is very pragmatic, Southgate. He does play very defensive, which is, I think, to protect the centre backs, which is the weakest options we have in the squad. And we know when we have players like Harry Kane, Sterling, Rashford, and Foden, goals are going to happen as well. So it's about protecting. To me, the England team is all about protecting our weak defence.
One thing I'd say about England
Our weak
is,
centre backs.
yeah, sorry, Bobby, I was just saying, one thing I'd say about England is, they do score a lot of different types of goals, which is a great quality. They do score from corners, from kicks. They do score lots of different types of goals. I mean, like who scoring the goal in the final Euros, for example. So they have got that they have got that about them. The game's really, really tight. You might fancy them to go and score a late winner from the corner or from the free kick. So they have got that about them, which in the past you wouldn't really say that about them. But anyway, if we move on for the last one, which is what is your? Because we're all probably going to have something different. I think. What is your first World Cup moment? Go with you first.
Your favorite or
What,
first?
memory?
First one, yeah. First one when you were a kid, or first one you can sort of remember.
All right.
I think we all know.
You guys go first, though. You guys go first.
Wilson's in 2022.
Well, I'll go
Qatar.
first. I'll go
No,
first
go.
because no one's thinking.
Yeah, go.
Mine was '98 actually. It was that Michael Owen. I know I look well older than what I am. But that Michael Owen goal, I just remember it wasn't even that Michael Owen goal. It was ridiculous. It really was, wasn't it? It was like one of the best goals. It's an iconic
It
goal.
was. It was amazing. That was the Beckham game as well, wasn't it? With the red card.
Just everything in that game. But the way that obviously Michael Owen was my hero when I was a kid, and at the time, he'd been at Liverpool for 18 months, about a year or so. I wanted to really 18, but it was just insane. And not just the goal, but the whole World Cup, like that Dutch team, Kluivert, Seedorf, the Boers, Bergkamp, I absolutely adored that Dutch team. And then Blanco, the guy from Mexico, and then the Romanian. I think that was the tour of the Romanians had the yellow hair.
Oh, they all died,
Yeah,
didn't
that was
they?
98.
Yeah,
I think it was. I could be wrong, but just everything about that. That was my first one, and just so many amazing things that happened. I think who won it? '98 was it Brazil? It was France, wasn't it?
98.
France beat Brazil in the final, didn't they? That was when Ronaldo.
That was the Ronaldo drama, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
because it didn't.
He had a seizure or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
the night before, and
Yeah.
there was the whole rumours about the Nike made him play because he was like the main
Which he wasn't
face
good at, yeah, he
with
wasn't-
the
he wasn't
adverts
up
for
for
the
it, was he?
tournament. He was
But
not.
that Brazil team, like Ronaldo was one of my favourite players ever when I was a kid.
Sensation.
Absolutely loved him. But yeah, that was my first memory of a World Cup. So moving on to you, young man.
First man.
1938.
Obviously Maradona's fucking blatant handball. But VAR wouldn't have even fucking seen that today.
Is this
Like-
when
like
you
your first
supported
memory,
England back then?
No.
Was that your first memory though?
The first
Six.
memory was coming out my
World Cup.
mum's,
Yeah, but the first World Cup.
actually, first one, Stevie Archibald.
82.
Yeah, when he scored
Sports
against.
Dilly was the sport. I remember.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I remember the
Ryan Robson in Spain. Yeah.
bit. Maradona just stuck in my memory. It's more for his mazy run that he did afterwards. You know, it was just something as a young kid. I was like, how on earth did he do that? And to put it past Shilton was even better.
I think that's the most iconic goal in the world. That goal, it was just I mean, I don't know why somebody didn't just take him out. Just take him. I mean,
There was plenty of people that could have taken him out. They just let him go. But yeah, most iconic moment for me.
what was your first one, do you remember?
Mine, the first one I clearly remember was '86. Same as Dad's. I remember the '86 World Cup pretty clearly. The Maradona goal, the handball, everyone talking about it afterwards. I remember Barnes coming off the bench in that game. '86, was it that one or was it 1990?
Yeah, you're talking.
I don't know
I think
what
the
the one.
one.
86, okay, 86, I remember that, but 1990 was like my first, like, clear, like, memory of the entire tour. No, Barnes did come off the bench in the '86 game because he put his cross in late in the game. And then we had a chance right near the end when we scored. So I remember the '86 World Cup. 1990 was epic. 1990 was the first World Cup where I watched every single game. And that tournament, Pavarotti, and Lothar Matthäus from Germany was fantastic.
Was he singing?
No, he was fucking playing up front.
Pavarotti?
Okay, now.
So yeah, 1990 World Cup, the Gazetteers, that tournament was probably, and it's still, Italia '90 is still my favourite tournament.
It's funny, isn't it? Because, like, sorry, what you think was it? It's like that first one when you're a kid, or that first like memory, it just like totally sticks in your brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I hear so many people speaking about like '90 and being like E1, but then my generation probably that '98 one for me. I say, but like that Dutch team, and like even when I look at like pictures of those Dutch players, they're like, you know, they're like out of this world. But I'm sorry, Steve. After you.
First memory of the World Cup, obviously in 1990 in Italy, where the U.S. they qualified for that for the first time in years, and a bunch of part-time players, college players, hardly any professionals on that team to qualify for the World Cup. Obviously, they didn't do very well then, but just to set the standard and then build upon from that. And then '94, the World Cup coming in the United States, and then as a U.S. national team fan, the game against Colombia, right, beating them 2-0, and obviously that's the Escobar own goal, and he gets killed. But I mean, that was a lasting image coming from 1990 to '94, going from having barely people out of college or in college playing, and then '94 actually getting a result against the team that should have won the World Cup that year, everybody's favorite, so that's really my
Isn't it weird, right?
memory that's ingrained in my head.
The funny thing
Barely
is,
remember anything.
funny thing is,
Oh, can we get some drinks?
funny thing is, I was in Orlando.
hot.
Steve, I was in Orlando during the World Cup. I actually went to a rave, and I came out on the street at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the cops were like shoving all these rave kids go on because they didn't want the spectacle of googly-eyed rave kids all over the place.
I don't remember much about '94. Maybe because England weren't there. All I remember is the qualification, the disaster of that. I remember two things from '94 World Cup, seriously, which was the Colombia unfortunate incident, what happened with the own goal, what happened afterwards, and Diana Ross in the opening ceremony. You remember the opening ceremony? She goes through. She's meant to score a goal and she misses. That kind of stuff. That's the only two things I seriously remember about '94. I don't recall
The
much
most
else
iconic,
about it.
the iconic ones for '94 were Ronaldo. Was that '94? It was, wasn't it?
Who?
John Oldwood trying to go for Ireland.
Yeah. There was that on
And
the
then-
side
and then
on the
Baggio
side of the pitch.
kicking
Wasn't it?
off.
It was like,
Baggio from the ball.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah, that was in the final, right? That was my first World Cup match. I went and saw a game
You went to that?
in '94. They played a match in Dallas, and I went up there. And Saudi Arabia played that against Denmark, I believe, or something like that. And so that was the World Cup that Stoichkov was like tearing it up.
Yeah.
You know, obviously. And so it was, but it was really when I first started like really embracing international football, and it's been a joy ever since, man. Just to watch it all, you know, every time the international tournament comes around, you know.
So, just as we wrap up, for anyone that's watching, stick in the comments, and it'd be actually quite interesting because people from like so many different ages and whatnot, and people that got involved in football like at later times. So just stick in the comments like what was your first ever World Cup moment you can remember, and then also put in who you think will win, the World Cup. Go on, get in.
Thank you.
Turn around.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's a
Thank
thumbnail.
you.
That's a thumbnail.
Sweet.
Alright, sound. That's us done, isn't it? It's gotta be.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all we need.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Please,
Cheers.
please like and subscribe. We've got more World Cup content coming, so please stay tuned.
Cheers.